Hey, it's Mike Zito, and welcome to this special series where we're focusing on how to get a great tone with minimal gear. In this edition, we're going to focus on a jazz blues tone. Now, I'm not talking about Texas blues or Chicago blues, not distorted, not aggressive, a laid-back, prettier, jazzier sound. I'm thinking of Kenny Burrell in particular. So let's say we have a Fender Deluxe Reverb, 65 reissued Deluxe Reverb, and I have a Tube Screamer pedal that I brought along in my Stratocaster. Pretty common gear. And why? Because it all works. It all works. I show up all over and play gigs, and they have backline. And 99% of the time, there's a Deluxe Reverb sitting there waiting for me. Because you can get all of the different sounds out of this gear using the tone controls, your guitar, and your hands, of course. So right now, I have everything set flat on the amplifier. I do not have the Tube Screamer on. And I'm in the bridge pickup on the Strat. Turn the volume all the way up. Sounds like a Deluxe Reverb. So now we want to get a jazzy blues sound. I would not use the Tube Screamer necessarily in this particular situation. I don't want to color the sound with really any distortion. And I'm going to keep the amp at a cleaner volume. Now this amp will stay pretty clean up until about 3 or 4. And then also just depending on your touch. So I've got it set between 2 and 3 right now. I'm going to roll the bass up on the EQ. This is a 2-band EQ on a Deluxe Reverb. Very simple, but very effective. You'll notice there's not a mid-range in there, but the mid-range exists on this amp. It's very inherent. So when I roll the bass up, the mid-range kind of scoops. You kind of work the treble and the bass to varying degrees. I'm going to roll the bass up to get a little more. Okay. Might put a little bit of treble in there, and I'll turn my reverb up a little. So right now on the amp, I think I've probably got it set just a nice, good, clean, warm tone, which is what I'm looking for. If I turn that bass back down, it gets a little mid-rangey and a little harder sounding. Now, I'm going to use the guitar, really, to kind of get, in my head, the best jazz blues sound. And on a Stratocaster or a Telecaster or Les Paul 335, I'm going to go right to the neck pickup. Because to me, that's what jazz blues sounds like. That's the tone. I'm going to use the neck pickup here. I'm not going to turn the volume all the way up on the guitar. I'm going to have it back down a little. Not quite half, a little bit above half. And on the tone knob, I'm really going to work the tone knob. Great jazz guitar tone is not very bright. It's very warm sounding. So even there, it's really kind of trial and error. See, look, it's all the way up. But let's turn it down to 5. It's pretty good. I might put a little more treble back in it. These things are all to taste. You're just trying to get in the ballpark, of course. And let's just say you have like a minimal amount of time to dial this tone in. You're at a jam and you get called up to play guitar. You plug into this Deluxe Reverb, and they're like, hey, we're doing a jazzy slow blues in B flat minor, and you just want to kind of nail the tone. So neck pickup, tone back, but you can work that tone as you're playing. If it's a little too bright, you just try to pull it back, or if it's a little too dark, you put some more in there. Also, I'm going to probably not use the pick. I'm going to use my hand. I'm going to use my thumb. That's just the thing that comes to mind right away in this particular type of tone. My hand is really creating a lot of the tone in this setup. Hear the difference? All right. Let's run a track now and we'll test it out.